Hi Cancers, and welcome to your August 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your month. Thank you so much for being here, Cancers. Very interesting energy coming in for you. I would say that I'm feeling your energy the most obviously. Like, as I've been preparing for all the other readings, I've had to really delve into it, and it's taken like quite a bit of psychic energy this month to really understand the context of each sign, because it's not super obvious. There is sort of a repression of the psychic energy right now that Leo season is creating, for me at least as an intuitive. But it's not so much the case for you, Cancer. So I do feel that your energy is more open. I feel that you've learned a lot ever since your season, ever since we went through June and July. And I really feel like you are catalyzing to create changes. They're not really on the outside yet. So it's like you've changed so much on the inside, or you've changed so much your disposition regarding certain things, but people aren't seeing it, or there's something that's not quite connecting to the outside yet. And I think that August is going to make that more possible, where your physical appearance or where your external environment starts to more so mirror these internal changes that have been happening. So there are a few difficult things that we need to talk about, Cancer. We'll talk about those things first, and then talk about the positive, and then get into the week to week. So what I'm feeling that is not necessarily difficult, and it could be super rewarding, but it's kind of a more, it's harder to hear. As close as I can explain it is there's some kind of like hunger strike in your energy, and this may have been here for years. I've actually felt this a little bit for all of the water signs, where you might not realize it, but you're not giving yourself something necessary, or you're choosing to have lack, or choosing to have not enough to try to catalyze some kind of change, or try to create some type of massive reorientation in your life. And it feels very personal. It doesn't feel like this is very explicit. So it doesn't feel like you're, having conversations with people in your life, and you're like, if you don't do this, I'm going to, do something that makes things difficult for myself. Like, it's not like that. It's more so like you might be frustrated with your career, or you might be frustrated with the people around you, and you don't even realize it, but you haven't eaten today, or you don't even realize it, but like because you've been working so hard, or because you've just been having to cope by escapism, that you're completely dehydrated or completely like malnourished in some way. So yeah, we've got a major need for Cancer in August. If you didn't already do this in July, some of you already got this done in July during your season, but if it hasn't come through yet, there's a need to have like alarms set multiple times throughout the day, making sure that you're eating at the same time, making sure that you're getting the water, starting a checklist, having a good planner, really attacking these Virgo season stuff early. For all of the water and earth signs especially, like Virgo season in a way has kind of come early. And I kind of feel that the Leo energy, even though it's very different than Virgo, it has kind of already just paved a way to Virgo, because we have so much other earth energy, that the earth is so dominant. So for Cancer, what it makes me think of, and the way that it connects to Leo, is like power plays and power dynamics. And in your case, you're the sign of the self. So it's like power dynamics with the self. Like, what autonomy have I had? What independent choice have I had? What maneuvers have I done in my life? And like, how much power have I had to make changes? And if it hasn't felt super in your control, it does feel to me like Cancer can, and it's not super conscious, although I'm sure that there could be like conscious eating disorders, or conscious self-sabotage. That's possible, but it's more so unconscious, where you're not trying so hard, but really there's a lack, or there's something that's not enough this month. So I want you guys to really think about that. So you have 5 of Wands, 6 of Swords, the Tower, 4 of Cups, and 7 of Pentacles. All of those cards coming together are telling me that you have like so many things that you're sifting through, or so many things that you're trying to understand the context of right now. You have many cards that you can play, okay? You have many bandwagons that you can jump on, essentially. So you have a lot of choices, you have a lot of options. And Cancer isn't a sign that's usually so abundant when it comes to options. Oftentimes they get really slotted into things, and like a lot of decisions are made for them by the universe. But not right now. And it's odd because this is one of the more restrictive time periods collectively. Yet Cancer is kind of having more options than ever right now. And I think that it's not very accustomed for you. Now, if you've got a lot of Sagittarius or a lot of fire in your chart, you might be more used to having these like these potentials in your life. But what I'm getting at, Cancer, and before I lose the thread, the mind is not very sober if you're hungry, okay? The mind is not very sober if you're dehydrated or lacking in, vitamin D or vitamin B or any of the or any nourishment, as this is what it keeps coming back to me. Like, if you guys aren't feeling well or if you're having any type of discomfort, yeah, it might be time to check out the naturopath, or it might be time to have a doctor's appointment for some of you. It depends contextually. It's not about also embracing hypochondria or fearing something that's not there either. But what I also feel is, even if you're not struggling with an unconscious hunger strike or some kind of unconscious need to like fast, in so many different ways, maybe you're being completely abstinent, maybe you're, just like not eating carbs. There's something like very picky, and it's kind of like Virgo energy. Even if it's not along those lines, deprivation, this is the word I've been looking for. Deprivation seems to be way too prominent in your life right now. So what do you feel deprived of, Cancer? What do you feel like is not enough in your life? And it's also interesting to see that, like, even as some Cancers, meet the love of their lives, or have many different options when it comes to romance, not all of them, but some Cancers might, or have new job opportunities. Again, there's something eclectic. As you have all these new people come into your life, all these new opportunities, it feels like it just kind of gets colder and colder. And it feels like there's not a lot of satiation there. Like, you can definitely so easily find empty-headed people right now, dating somebody who really doesn't know what 2 + 2 equals, having a boss in your job that has never ever been an employee before, like things like this, where there's like people who are out of place in your life, people who are like in odd positions, being in a relationship with somebody who's married. Watch out for that. There's something weird about the people coming in and the context of their own lives in comparison to yours. Something's out of place, something doesn't match, something feels like really just like a sore thumb sticking out. So why that's happening to Cancer right now is because you are being empowered, Cancer. You are getting a lot, and you are seeing through every single lack or every single sore thumb or every single weird out of place thing, the way that you can be in place, the way that you can blend, the way that you can really put in effort and energy to make the entire project of like a group or a collective really soar to the clouds. So your overarching goal, it feels, and sort of your mission of August, is to no longer need these weird experiences or these weird, strange people as well to deprive you, just to understand the context of where you were so that you can move ahead. You see, sometimes we get like way too complicated as Cancer, and I get it. Like, I have a lot of 4th house energy in my chart too. I'm Sun in the 4th house, so I'm kind of like a Sun in Cancer in a way too. I can say sometimes we get way too complicated with very, very simple things. Like, we've had 1 foot in and 1 foot out for a long time. We've been in a relationship and out of a relationship for a long time. And we can't, we've had 1 foot in a business and 1 foot out. We've been hooking up but not being in a relationship. Anything along these lines. I've talked about this also in Taurus's reading. So if you guys have Taurus placements, check it out. Anything along these lines is like not plausible right now, because we have Capricorn and Leo and Virgo coming in, which are all about, okay, if I do the business, it's going big, it's going incorporated, like we're going like huge, If I'm doing the relationship, I'm not just like giving and giving and giving this person access to my vital life force energy with no type of like no type of commitment, you know? What will I do as a Cancer to show other people my superiority? This is a weird thing because Cancer is not usually a superiority complex sign, but we got to watch out for this as Cancer too. The need to show superiority, the need, because Cancer is in like that category, you know, having all of this Capricorn stuff, it really builds up your hierarchical power presence. So anything that is along the lines of like a superiority complex or a need to, you know, be the employee but also be the boss, or be the, you know, wife but also the mistress, or the third wheel of something like it, but also being in charge, you know, like it's a weird weird things coming in for Cancer. And I just kind of have to laugh at it. And I think that the best thing that Cancer can really do is just kind of laugh and have tea in their house, you know. Let's make things a little bit more simple here. Let's not, you know, we're out and about, we're doing all these things, we're looking like insane on camera or something. Like it's just, it doesn't look good in the future, Cancer, if we're like all over the place, okay? This is tough love, but as a Cancerian person myself, I'm like, we have to really get ourselves together at this time, because once we go into Virgo season, it's a lot more like easy to do things right and easy to meet the right types of people. But if you've met a new person at this time, or if somebody new has come into your life and they're like perfect, you're like, I'm going to marry this person, or I'm going to like, you know, have this like very public type of connotation with another person who I've actually not known privately very much at all, or vice versa. What could that really do during such an egocentric time, during such a solar plexus, like solar time as well, with Mars in Aries and conjunct Chiron in Aries? Anything dealing with like too quick paced of sexuality, or too quick paced of alliances forged, or, you know, trying to, it's just like, there's something not well about it, okay? There's something like what, where is the digestive health? Where is the nutrients? Where is the hydration? Where is the feeling of having enough? Where is the wholesomeness that it takes for a Cancer in the first step before we have all these flowering exterior things? So really, really incredible for Cancer now to let their own life flower and to build themselves from the inside out. No hunger, okay? No types of like eating disorder. No types of comparison. I think that comparison is really the worst thing for Cancer right now, because that's feeling to either put us onto, it puts us onto some kind of spectrum of superiority or inferiority. It can go either way. It depends on the rest of like a Cancer's chart. But like all the cardinal signs are kind of there actually: Cancer, Libra, Aries, and Capricorn, where the comparison is like really amped up, and I'm like really like placing myself. Like if I'm stepping into like a cardinal experience, I'm getting chills, and I'm like really trying to place myself, and it's not easy, okay? Like being a cardinal sign right now in general is like a lot to handle. So there's a lot of comparison. There's a lot of like, you know, this person and that person and them and us, and we're better or we're worse, or we're richer or we're poorer. And there's, I don't think that it's necessary right now. I think that it's far gone, and I think it's reductive in a very past-oriented way. And I think that, especially by the calendar new year of 2021, there's a complete, what would I say, like a delineation, okay? There's, it's like a rabbit in the bag, you know, there's a trapping, there's an entrapment of this type of mentality, and it's really not popular as we move into the Aquarian energies. The whole like comparison biases, the superiority inferiority complexes, all of that kind of stuff. So we gotta be working for ourselves, and like through finding the integrity of ourselves, we then are affecting society as a whole in a positive way. So affecting society as a whole in a positive way, this is kind of important for Cancer, and it's going to come through integrity towards the self first. Like we kind of get it backwards. Like we think, okay, I'm going to impact society, or I'm going to be, you know, this type of figure, or I'm going to be seen this way to ripple through society. But it's like, if the self is not in order, and if there's a lack of integrity, it's not, the ripple that is created is not one that comes back in a nice and favorable way. So, so great for Cancers to just learn about love right now, you know, which is going to kind of transition me into the positive message of y'all's, intuitive message of y'all's reading for this month. So Here's something really incredible, Cancers. You can almost like walk, outside or move through your life or move through your day and feel a sense of love everywhere. There's this grandiose sense of support for Cancer. Like, honestly, you have some type of like incredible superpower right now where you can call anybody, okay? You can connect with anybody. You can find yourself in any circle, in any room, in any room. This is weird. I'm getting chills, but this is an odd intuitive message. Like, Cancer is so cohesive right now and so unstrapped down that, any type of presence that you like, or any type of group that you like, or any friends you can make, like anybody that you've had a crush on as well. And it's like an appropriate sense of having a crush you can very easily actually connect with and actually pursue. Like, it actually kind of happens. Like, the things that you want are very manifestable and very direct. Okay, it's a very direct sense of manifestation for Cancer, which is maybe not familiar to Cancer, because y'all are always doing like roundabout sort of sidestepping manifestation, but it's become much more direct. So I just kind of wanted to alert you to it, because you might really try to sidestep or try to go out of your way to, burrow under or withdraw. And when in reality, all you have to do is like reach out and connect with what it is that you want. So, in context to what we've been talking about here so far, why not in August just really identify what it is that you want, heal your body, stop making time for people who don't know the answer to 2 + 2, okay? And understand that you can kind of place yourself wherever you like. But if we don't place ourselves, okay, if we don't take that initiative when it's granted, and we kind of like dangle off of other people, we shift it over, we give it to other people, and other people start to make it happen, and we sort of become it can be like parasitic relationships that start as a result of not wielding what the universe is giving us, So it's a great time to be single, actually. It's a great time to be a Cancer against the world right now, but if you have a family, or if you're in a long-term relationship, that's even better, okay? If you have a contextual sense of relationships, like, that's even better for Cancer. What's not great is just like meeting new people and jumping headfirst into things. Very unsupported right now. And why is that? That's because we have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, the longest running, most contextual, most structured, most past oriented, and how we bring the past and platform off of it into the future. Having those middle planets and the most outer planet retrograde there it's like a bear trap, honestly, for things that we have no context with. Like, we can be like a little bit stupid actually during this time and really think that this like con artist wants to help us to make more money, or really think that this person in this pyramid scheme is going to put us above them, You got to be careful. And this is not just for Cancer. It's not like Cancer is like stupid or something. I'm just saying, like, there's no room for stupidity right now. We have to be sharp, precise, on point, prepared, and contextual right now with what we're doing. And that's why I've kind of been like, now is not the best time to start a new project, or to start a new job, or to start a new relationship, of people that we don't know. Like, if we've done it before and we have context with it, it's great. The reintroduction of contextual elements is a superpower right now. But uncontextual new introduction right now is very likely not what it seems, okay? And I'm being a little bit like severe here, because I just really want to let Cancers know in no uncertain terms that you have a lot more power inside and in your current context, and also people who will literally give the world, okay, to work with you, to help you, to fix wrongs of the past as well. I feel like people, I'm not saying like reach out to the ex or be in constant contact with people of the past. That's not necessarily right for every Cancer, but there are people who will really do a lot more for you, okay? And they might not be who you think they are. So it might be like a few relationships ago. It might be like 3 people ago. It might be 3 jobs ago. It might be that family member that you haven't spoken to in a long time. it's very, and this is why it's so important for a Cancer to be very sober-minded and very nourished right now. Because when we don't have nourishment, when we're not sober-minded, we kind of fly by the seat of our pants, and now is not the time for flying by the seat of one's pants. We have a lot of calculated, very precise decision making in a sort of maze-like minefield. So, but you are one of the most empowered sign if you can just reach out and get it contextually. You got it, Cancer. Okay, good. Let's talk about the week to week. Okay, Cancer's week number 1 of July. You have the Tower rooted down by 4 of Cups. You know what? Let's not distract ourselves and spend a lot of time on where things are a problem. I think that you guys have to really withdraw. So these problematic people, okay, these chaotic people, chaotic experiences that feel to me to be dragging you in, like a sort of gravitational pull from chaos and discord. It's the funny thing about Cancer. Cancer is actually has a rulership over the general theme of chaos and discord, black clouds, bad luck, inauspicious experiences. It's not that Cancer rules bad luck, but it's one of the first signs to really start that in the cycle of the zodiac. When we get to the 4th house, we see the first tinge of problem and discord and emotional difficulty and darkness. So this is kind of just like the Cancerian condition that we see in the first week of August, where you have like this choice. You're like, okay, I'm sitting alone. I'm in solitude. What will I choose? Will I choose to move towards this chaos, or will I keep to myself and keep strong and keep like my own context shining? There's a very strong choice that you have in the first week, and you can really choose in the first week like how chaotic you want things to be. Like things that could have been way more chaotic, you can see in the first week of July. In the first week of August, you can see that you can really affect the strength of the chaos by how you react. So even if there's something a little bit chaotic, like you have a weird thing happen in a relationship, or you have, insecurity within your job or something, you can react to it in a very calm way and turn it calm, okay? And make it calm. Or you can react in a chaotic and nervous way and make it chaotic and nervous. Like Cancer has this incredible ability to determine the sort of like environmental status of certain experiences for everybody involved. So that power is definitely strong for you in the first week. What type of environment will you create? What type of tone will you set for like probably the rest of the year in the first week of August? So a great time to tie up loose ends and to embrace some type of good mantra or like positive mantra, wishing well for other people. It's interesting that as you wish well for others, you get a lot of that back, as you wish poorly for others, you get a lot of that back, it's interesting. But yeah, you guys can also just like really make a lot of progress. And as you're moving into the second week, Queen of Wands rooted down by 3 of Cups, great camaraderie coming in for Cancer. So a wonderful sense of benevolence, prosperity, luck. Feeling like you are really starting to project yourself, like really getting that interior to the exterior, like I was talking about. People really seem to be rewarding you. People really seem to be playing you up. It's really great. It's like people are toasting you. Maybe it's like late birthday wishes or something. People are celebrating you. It feels like you're very celebrated in the second week. So I know it's a little bit erratic. We have some like super different types of messages coming in, but I want to be super clear, like despite some of these like sort of overarching, more macrocosmic potential difficulties there are for Cancer, you guys are thriving here to some degree. Like there's like a good ray of benevolence, there's a good ray of prosperity, and that's going to be super clear in the second week. So just celebrate it, enjoy your circle of friends, enjoy your support network. Maybe watch out for gossip, or watch out for like what is created or made during that time. Is it loving? Is it helpful? Like things like that. But otherwise, I feel like you are really shining brightly. So third week, you guys have 8 of Wands rooted down by 6 of Swords. So this could be a change in career for some of you, actually, is how I would read that. Or a change in prospects as well. So maybe some of you have finally gotten married after like a long time of being with somebody, and it can really change your life, like maybe shifting lifestyle. Some of you are starting a much cleaner lifestyle, which gives back to you so much more. It is also kind of the energy of withdrawals to me there in the third week. So some of you might have like stopped caffeine or stopped alcohol or stopped like chronic worrying or chronic fear cycles. And as you stop that, it's sometimes like a rigid transition, you know, like we stop coffee and that headache comes, you know. We finally give to our body what it needs. I don't know if you've ever been dehydrated, but once you finally get hydrated again, you don't really feel the symptoms of dehydration until you've rehydrated. I mean, unless you get on like death's door with dehydration. But you know what I mean? Like your body doesn't dry out until you start drinking a lot of water. So this is like kind of what I feel for you guys in the third week. As we hit Virgo season, you've finally satiated something. You finally nourished yourself in some way. And that's kind of when it hits. And it's a very unfortunate part of the human condition and difficult part of the human condition where finally doing the right thing or finally doing what was needed for the health of ourselves or those around us, it doesn't feel good, okay, at first. It's not tied into the dopamine response. You know, we're depleting the dopamine response. So to a degree, we don't want to sometimes do what's best for ourselves or other people. But the third week, it does feel like you guys are really doing what's best. And the power that it's giving you is very immense. Fourth week is kind of lingering within that. It's very similar energy. 5 of Wands rooted down by 7 of Pentacles. So you're reflecting, just if you don't have so much energy, like don't worry. Like there can be a competition, competitive vibe, argumentative nature, really like summing things up, looking back, like are we happy with how the last 3 months have gone? Has there been a huge improvement? You know, or even the last 5 months? It's 5 of Wands, so maybe the last 5 months, like how do you see like improvement? What have the last 5 months consisted of? What do you have to show for the last 5 months? That's really important food for thought because that connects in with the deprivation, okay? And you can just really overcome any like self-sabotage or self-deprivation and replace it with healthy self-confidence and healthy self-awareness that gives you a sober enough mind to finally achieve what you've been wanting. And ultimately, Cancer, I think that you're super empowered and I think that you are great. I think that you're one of the most lovely signs in the world. I love you guys so much. A little bit of tough love this month, but you're going to be thriving like nothing else next month. I just know it. So I'm your cheerleader here. I'm wishing you guys luck. I'm rooting for you. I am putting together an extended reading over on Patreon. If you guys would like to check it out, it's a great way to support the channel and get more bonus content. You get all of the readings early and ad-free, as well as weekly tea chats on Saturday. And yeah, there's even more bonus content over there as well. So if you've been considering it, now is a great time. It's only $5 a month. And there are other tiers though too if you want even more. I do a benevolence podcast as well over on Patreon. So that will be in the center of the video if you would like to go check that out. As always, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube are very helpful as well. So let me know, give me some feedback in the comments below how this resonated for you. Anyway, Cancers, let's jump over to Patreon now for the extended. Much love. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.